Hey friends, Pastor Michael from Organic Church. We're excited for another season of growing together. We'd love to have you join us on Sunday mornings at 10 or Wednesday evenings at 7 for friends, family, and a whole lot of Jesus.
How we doing, Dale?
Pretty good.
No messing around tonight.
No, get right at it.
No, we're gonna mess around a little bit.
Yeah,
we gotta mess around.
We can't help it. That's who we are.
So how's your week going? It's Monday.
Oh, Monday.
I'm
not gonna lie. For a Monday, it started out pretty good. Good. Had a little episode at home, but
yeah, we were talking about the challenges of parenthood, and
that's kind of a blind faith moment, actually, because you're taking into
you'll have a lot of those as a parent.
Yeah. But just hopefully she doesn't make too many bad choices. Today was a bad choice, but I think she knows it. She's only 7, but she knows it.
Yeah. So just a little inside note for our listeners, She's been in here a couple times before we started, and she's trying to make it really clear how much she loves her daddy. And we're like, she knows.
And this will be my daughter.
Yeah, he gets extra loving today.
So she's snuggling up to Dad today. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the evening, especially when we tell her it's time for bed.
Yeah.
See Elsa Part 2 surface. Not a good look. Oh my goodness!
Well, she's cute anyway doing it. So good luck.
Cute as a button.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm not looking forward to the next 4 or 5, 10 years.
No.
She's already talking about I want a boyfriend. I'm like, no, you don't.
That's one thing we haven't had to worry about. We were talking about my stepdaughter, and she just turned 15, and the challenges of she knows everything, and everything has just a singe of sarcasm when she speaks, but that is one thing that so far she makes it clear, like she don't want anything to do with boys. So let's hope that.
I think Elsa considers them, or at least I'm hoping she considers them just like her friends who are girls. She just wants more friends who are boys. And so I'm hoping that's what she's talking about. But you never know. She's 7, so she could be talking about being in the astronaut program with them. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But it's a fun time.
Yep.
Especially when you're 64 and you're not really planning on going through this whole thing again. So, but let the chips fall where they may.
Well, it's a hot one out there today.
Oh my gosh!
Almost 90. We went.
We didn't hit it?
From the 50s and 60s to. I think we did. I think we did. I mean, it says 88, but that sounds hot.
I felt like a baked potato today. I was like, this is.
You got to work up to this kind of heat,
right?
You just can't.
You go from 50 degrees to 90, and I'm like, not Dale weather. Dale's at 70, that 60, 70 range, maybe even like 55.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Little cool, not too cool. Nice, like light, warm breeze. That's me. So when people get those, that was my request to the big guy. So
here in Ohio, we like to skip spring and fall and just go to winter and summer.
We're a two-season state.
Yeah, we just get a little taste of spring and fall, and then it's over. Yeah,
quickly.
It's like I would just like 65, 70 for a couple months.
Yeah, same. I would like it. It's asking a lot just because it's weather, but I would like to get all 4 seasons to cooperate for their length of time. Like you get 3 months of winter, it's done. 3 months of fall, done. And so forth.
Yeah.
Just stick to your scheduled season.
Stay in your lane.
Yes, exactly. Stay in your lane. Yeah. Let's get 3 months of each of you. That way, none of you are fighting over it. It's you got your time in. You got to make your impression on the citizens and whatnot,
yep.
and then you're on to the next season.
Mm-hmm.
But Ohio can't do that.
No.
Like its people, it's bipolar.
Yeah, and like it's professional sports teams.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did you?
Hey, the Cavs did it though.
I
man.
started to say they're not done. Apparently,
I was in Cleveland last Friday night. We went to the Guardians game because I'm a Reds fan, so we went to the game. And
well, that had to be a rough 3-game set for you.
Well, yeah. Well, I was there when they won, but even that got exciting. They almost lost that one. Yeah, the Reds are. We're not even going to get into it.
So
we had a great April, and it's just been a dismal May.
The Reds are the baseball Browns, I think.
Yeah,
they struggle.
We were, of course, in town Friday night when the Cavs Game 6 against Detroit. There was a lot of Detroit fans there, so it took us 45 minutes to get through 3 lights to get to the parking garage. So we missed the first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So it was busy. But yeah, the Cavs got stomped that game, so getting out was not so difficult because I think everybody left early.
Bailed a little early.
But yeah, they went back to Detroit and did it, so that's huge.
And they did it big, too. They beat them by 30 plus.
Yeah, so that's got to be a good feeling to go into somebody else's
home and take it.
And take, that's,
Absolutely.
I mean, your fans aren't there to see it, so I guess, there's something missing there, but to go into somebody's house and take it like that, that's got to be.
And dominate.
Yeah.
And not just, it wasn't like a nail biter or anything. It's like making this our home tonight. Yeah. And that had to be pretty good. I am hot.
Well, of course you're hot. It's 88 degrees. We're stuck in this.
In this box.
This box with, Michael probably just blocked the.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we have a register in here.
No.
I'm gonna
Dale
I'm gonna have to get after him and get ourselves a little cooling unit.
Add her some towels, boy.
Something.
I am hot. Yeah. But might maybe want to get into our.
Why are we here, Dale? Why are we here?
That's a very existential question.
Why are we here? That's not the topic of our episode.
All right, no, that's not
I guess
it.
we could make it the topic of our episode. So we can do whatever we want.
Yep, that's something we could actually cover.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
Yeah.
But we're not doing that today.
No.
Today, I think we're just going to be talking about a little bit of blind faith and how in my mind anyway, when you're talking about blind faith, what is that exactly? Because you hear everybody say that. I mean, even whether you're churched or not, you hear people say, just have a little blind faith. Or
I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So you hear that a lot.
You're going in a different direction, me, but go ahead.
Yep. Well, you can lap it around to what you were talking about if you like. But everybody kind of has their notions or ideas about what blind faith is. And I saw a Bible verse, and it's Hebrews 11:1. And if you don't care, I'm going to read that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
you got like little beads of sweat working up there,
dude.
Dale.
You don't
beads of sweat right now.
You don't even know. This guy is so hot. Woo. But anyway, Hebrews 11 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." And so I took that and I took the word substance, because a lot of us were like, blind faith is like, there's nothing to it, nothing to faith. It's just in the air. Mm-hmm. And so kind of like, but substance, the dictionary meaning of substance is unchanging composition. So faith is that way to me. There's several other definitions that substance has, like liquid, solid, gas, and all that. But it also says that it has unchanging composition. And when you talk about the substance of faith, it's an unchanging composition as how we feel about God. We have faith that he's going to do what he says he's going to do. That's the substance within our faith, is that you might as well say like belief. Mm-hmm. Faith, belief, confidence, all of those things that we place in God. And you're like, well, it's not something that you can put a quantity on. It's not something that you can number. It's just when you have it, it's really awesome to have faith, and because faith is a knowledge outside of yourself that God is who he says he is, and that I might not understand what's going on, and I might not, be in the best position to help myself, but my faith says that whatever I'm going through, God is going to take care of that. God is going to make it all right for me, and that's the way I saw it when I was going through and trying to kind of study up and research on it a little bit. So, but that's kind of how I look at it. There is substance to my faith. It's not just, like throwing pennies in a wishing well or something like, make me rich. No, I have faith.
Well, my example was going to be that if I say, I believe that I'm going to win the lottery. Mm-hmm. I'm going to win the lottery. It's just a matter of time. What am I basing that on?
Absolutely.
What do I have to base that narrow fact or this narrow hope that I'm going to win the lottery? When you look at the odds, the odds are what? 1 in 100 billion.
Yeah. Who knows?
But. And yet I'm saying, like, I'm going to keep playing my numbers every day, and I'm going to win the lottery.
Yeah, and in my case, the odds are even higher because I don't play the lottery. You can't play.
And the thing is, other than the odds that some human being made up, or however many people in the world play it every single day, what else would I have to base that belief on?
And why is that? More for you than for the next guy. You know what I mean? It's like, so I believe I'm going to hit the lottery. So the next guy says, I believe I'm going to hit the lottery. And
then I could say, well, you know what? Yeah. Tell you what, now I'm going to win the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Wow, you are going way back
in time.
Old school.
Yeah.
Ed McMahon,
baby. Yeah.
But yeah,
to me, that's blind faith. You have nothing.
Absolutely.
You have absolutely nothing to base that on, other than
nothing to hang
some
your hat
number
on with
that somebody made up based on statistics. You're basing all your hopes and dreams on a statistic.
Yeah, and people will say, well, isn't that the same with blind faith as far as God goes? I'm like, no, it's not, because I can count. I can't infinitely count because he's done so much, but I can count the number of times that he's been there for me, and it was absolutely and totally out of my hand. And that's what those things build faith, when you know that it can be something small. You are looking for your keys, or you went to an interview that you felt, you saw the other applicants or whatever, and you're like, I got no shot at this.
Yeah.
And he comes through for you. And so those things build that faith. And then also staying in the Word, because the Word even tells you, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So you can build your faith by staying in his word, but also when he comes through for you, even in times you're not looking for him to come through. Because, like with job applications, or with, you and your spouse are arguing on a particular day or whatever, and he turns everything around and turns it into a glorious day, and it was totally out of your hands. So it builds your faith. And so it doesn't become blind. It becomes just faith, because I know what can happen. I've seen what can happen. And people that don't subscribe to that are people who aren't really appreciating what he does for you. Anybody, I don't care if you're like a 10-year-old, if you go back and you think about some of the things you went through, jumping out of trees and, and you're still here and stuff, that was blind faith, that you jumped off and thought, no big deal. I'm young and I'll recover. Yeah. So whatever happens, happens. So that builds your faith. If you stop to think about it, those are those moments that God lets you know your faith is justified. So
I'm always happy when Pastor Michael's message lines up with what I've got coming forward.
Isn't that cool?
And Sunday's message was awesome. It was just such a good message. And if you weren't there, you haven't seen it, haven't heard it, go back and watch it on YouTube or whatever.
I'll have to watch it because I was in Kidsman, so I didn't get to.
It was really good.
Well, he's been on fire lately. I'm not gonna lie. He has knocked it out of the park. So
well, he did last Sunday, and he was talking about the 10 bridesmaids. And the fact that you had 5 who made sure that their lamps were not only full, but they brought enough extra along with them.
Yep.
Because they're not trying, and I'm going to go somewhere with this, but they're not trying to predict the exact moment when Jesus is coming back.
Yes.
They are going to store up enough faith and enough of the word that is going to carry them as long as they need to be carried. As long as the Lord tarries, they're going to be ready. Where the other 5, they're only carrying what they think they're going to need. So again, that's almost like a blind faith. Like, I'm going to predict when he's going to come back. So I'm only going to go this far and only take this much.
Yeah. Good.
And basically, let's face it, you're going to gamble. Absolutely. You're going to gamble based on what you think is enough. As far as how much of the word are you going to get into? How much am I going to go to church? How much am I going to invest in my relationship with the Lord? It's like you're trying to be, in charge of that. And that's just a perfect example of, none of us should waste time trying to predict.
No, and when it's absolutely a waste of time to do that.
And to me, it's like blind faith trying to prophesize, the moment, whether, because people have been doing it for thousands of years, trying to predict the exact moment when he's coming back, and we're still doing it today. And with this war with Iran, and everything that's going on in the world, I'm starting to hear this again. People prophesizing. Well, see, there's signs. You can line this up and you can line that up, and then all of a sudden you start seeing people. I'll be honest. It's like, I've never heard you talk about God before, but now all this stuff's coming up. So all of a sudden you are now going to try to tell me when the Lord's coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've never heard you speak of the Lord before, and it's almost like the 10 bridesmaids where, they get locked out and they're knocking on the door like, hey, let us in. And Jesus says, depart, for I never knew you.
Yep.
It's like, what do you mean? I prophesied in your name. It's like, you only did that when
it was convenient.
It was convenient or fashionable to talk about.
Absolutely.
Like when it's in the news, when it's a big deal. But otherwise, you never speak my name. And to me, that's blind faith. That's saying, okay, I'm going to I'm going to jump in, when it's convenient, when all the attention's on it. But otherwise, I'm just going to live the way I'm going to live, and I'm not going to have that relationship with the Lord. And hopefully, it's like, yeah, I've shown my allegiance, so to speak, by saying I know the moment when the Lord's coming back because of this, and this. Well, that's not putting yourself in relationship with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me, it's like that's not good enough. That's blind faith. You're just jumping on the bandwagon for a little bit, and you're going to predict the time he's coming back and say you're ready. But like everything, that's going to cool off, and you're going to go back to not being in relationship with him.
Yeah, and it to me, it puts me in mind, and I'm not trying to down anything, but it puts me in the mind of National Day of Prayer. It's like when people make a specific time that, at 12 o'clock we're going to be in a state of prayer. And it's wonderful. It is. And to be unified in prayer because, where two or more are gathered, there am I in the midst. So that's great. But then after the lights, after the day, after all of that, rah for that one moment, what do you have stored up after that? Mm-hmm. Or was that your lamp? Was that all the oil you had in your lamp? Was, I'm going for National Day of Prayer, and God sees that, and that's all. No. Yeah. So that is blind faith. That if I show up at this thing, God sees it, and I was there, and that's good enough. It's like I forget what college it was when they had like days and days and days of praise and worship, and people were saying that people were turning their lives over to God and everything, and I thought that was fantastic. But I was also thinking, okay, there have to be, and I don't know, but there have to be some people that are in that group that were doing it because that person's doing it, and this is a move, and I need to let God see that I'm part of this. You know what I mean? And so it's not genuine, and so you're going on this blind faith that God's going to see. Yeah,
it's more euphoria.
Exactly. It's like, I'm in the middle of this move, and He's going to see me, and He's going to reward me. And the Bible even says if you're looking for your reward in those types of things, you have what you came for. Yeah. Because you are not supposed to be seeking to gain His favor in those ways. It should be a natural outpouring of your love and affection for Him, and it should be a daily thing, not just this one event's going on and I want to be a part of it. Now it's great if you're there. Yeah. But it's also better in my mind if you continue it. It's not just. It wasn't just this event happened. I was there, but I felt something, and I'm just continually moved to worship Him. Mm-hmm. And so that's when you get in situations like that I also think is a little bit of blind faith, is that He's going to see that and I'll get my reward. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that came up for me because some of the younger kids at work were talking about it, and they actually called me over to get my opinion about it. So they started telling me all the conspiracy theories and how things are lining up with Iran and with President Trump and Israel and all this stuff. And they were telling me all their conspiracy theories, and I'm like, well, what are you worried about? And they kind of looked at me. I was like, what do you have to worry about? Are you worried about it? He's like, well, no. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't be worried about it. I said, I know I'm not worried about it. I said, if it happens tomorrow, let it come. Yeah. And they just kind of looked at me like, oh, wow. Yeah. Like I didn't really have anything to add to the conspiracy theory because I don't feel that there's any need to do that. And the Bible warns about that kind of thing. And I said, I have nothing to gain by trying to prophesize when the world's going to end. And further, I never hear these young kids talk about the Lord any other time.
Yeah.
It's not like they're having these discussions all the time, and you can tell they're having fellowship with each other at work.
Yeah.
Based
It's almost
on the
like
Lord.
an anxiety thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a little anxious over this, so I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's not of the Spirit. The Spirit gives you peace.
Yeah.
So that's why when they say, what do you think, or what are you worried about? Like, I'm not worried about anything. Mm-hmm. My hope and faith is in the Lord.
Yeah.
So whatever He wills, that's what's going to happen. So why would I worry about it? It's out of my hands, you know.
And I love these kids. You know, they're good guys.
Yeah.
But it just brings to mind, though, for me, like, okay, you guys forget trying to figure out when He's coming back. That's not going to get you anywhere. Like, you're not all of a sudden going to be prepared at a moment's notice for something like that. You're not. So if you guys are like concerned about this at all, then your business
you need
is
to
elsewhere.
get right. Yeah,
you need to
get right.
Yeah.
So it's
sitting there on your computer following all the conspiracy theories is doing you nothing as far as getting you into heaven.
It's relationship.
Not, Jesus isn't going to say, well, you were close. You almost figured it out.
Yeah.
And you were...
you missed it by that much.
You know, He's not going to be like, yeah, okay, yeah. No, that's not the way it works. As Michael was saying last Sunday, it's like some things, it's like, that's not the way it works. You can't just jump on the bandwagon at the last second or be prepared at the last second. And as he said, you cannot... like he said, your mama cannot pray you into heaven.
Oh no,
you know,
no,
she might be a God-fearing woman her whole life. He said
she may try.
He said she might even held hands with Jesus. He said, but she cannot get you into heaven. Your mamaw can't get you into heaven. Nobody can.
Nope.
So you're not gonna, just slide by because you knew somebody. You can't borrow somebody else's oil.
Who knows a guy.
No.
See, because and that's another thing is that we have to understand that it's great to have community, the community of church, the community of like-minded people, things like that. But our walk with Jesus, our walk with God, is individual, and I mean, there's no two ways about it, because you can go to a Bible study or whatever and get a lot out of it, but when you leave, you are in your own mind about you, and that's where your relationship is built, is when you are alone and you're in prayer with God and giving Him praise and all of those things through your tough situations, through your good situations, and just talking and building an actual relationship with Him. Mm-hmm. Because that's what a lot of people, I think, don't understand, is that Jesus wants a relationship with you. God wants a relationship with you. He doesn't... We think of Him as this huge thing that we can't grasp.
Yeah.
And it's not true. It's absolutely not true, because He inhabits the praise of His people. So, and you're giving Him praise, and that means praising Him even when you can't find your keys, or when your kids are running off and doing things you don't want them to do, and you're giving Him, thank you, God, for returning my child, or thank you, God, for telling me where my, all of that stuff. And like I said, it's alone. And what's the good part of it is, as far as friends and community goes, is that the community portion of it and the friends, they build you up so that you're not alone. You're not battling through this alone. What you and God and Jesus have is singular, but you're not alone. There are other people that are, going through those things, and you can get wise counsel from those people, and you can, say, that helped me out a lot. Mm-hmm. And so that's those things that God puts in your way. He puts people in your life that can get you to understand and build your faith.
Yeah.
So
But God, he doesn't need any help with the second coming.
Yeah,
He's got that figured out.
Yeah, and I think when people are looking at that, the second coming and stuff, and trying to figure out when's he coming, and I just think if you would just not worry about it, your life would be so much easier. Your blood pressure would would level out, and your worries would be less, because what are you trying to figure out? Why do you need to know when's he coming? Just be ready.
By what means?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It's like just be ready. It's like there's a song, and the guy says, "If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready." And so I'm like, be that, just stay ready.
Yeah.
Be like those, bridesmaids, and just have your lamp and your oil in case, and just be prepared. No matter when he shows up, I'm ready. I got my oil, I got my lamp, I'm ready, whatever he's called me to do, and whenever he shows up, I'm there and I'm on it.
Yep.
And just be ready.
Yeah. And when you know it, I walk in, I didn't prepare any Bible verses for this episode whatsoever. Came in here, turned the lights on, came over, hit the computer, turned the board on, opened my Bible, I opened it up. And I'm not kidding you. I opened it right up to Isaiah 8:12. And here's what it is. Do not call conspiracy everything that these people call conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear, and do not dread it. The Lord Almighty is the one you are to regard as holy. He is the one you are to fear. He is the one you are to dread. And he will be a sanctuary. But for both houses of Israel, he will be a stone that causes men to stumble, and a rock that makes them fall. And for the people of Jerusalem, he will be a trap and a snare. Many of them will stumble, they will fall and be broken. They will be snared and captured. Bind up the testimony and seal up the law among my disciples. I will wait for the Lord, who is hiding his face from the house of Jacob. I will put my trust in him. I was like... And
the mic drop.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. And,
unprepared, prepared.
And just, it happens that way all the time.
As we were talking about at the end of our, the fruits of our labor. When you've planted that garden, it becomes this abundant garden that you can consistently pull from all the time. Oh, you never run out. And that's the truth. And that's, to me, the other part of this whole thing is, you get criticism from non-Christians. Like they say that what we do is based on blind faith, that we believe in something that there's no proof of that it exists. So how can you say this? How can you say that when you cannot base it up with scientific fact or historical fact or however they, come at you? That's how they see it. Like, you are wasting your time believing in something that you cannot see, feel, experience. But they're wrong, because yes, if I behaved like you, then truthfully, I would have blind faith, because everything I do in my life, I would just be hoping that something goes right, hoping that it all works out, hoping that I get the best of everything I've ever wanted. And in bad times, either hopefully I avoid them, or, things.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not what we do.
No.
We don't base this whole thing on a hope and a prayer of Jesus. Boy, I really hope that I'm right. I really hope that the fact that I follow Jesus is the best option.
Yeah, and that's the...
not what we're doing.
No, and that's the thing about blind faith, because as Christians, we don't actually have blind faith. Blind faith is an outside thing, because when you are, like you said, I hope I live a good life, you're putting that faith into nothing. You're putting your faith not even into circumstances, like I've done all this right, I've done that right. It's not that. It's just that, Okay, I woke up and hopefully everything is everything. I don't have to worry about anything. But as a Christian, you are putting your faith, which is why I say it's not blind, you are putting your faith in the one who created you, that he's going to make your circumstance what it needs to be, that he's going to guide your steps, that he's going to order your steps, that he's going to make things good for you. So we place our faith in the Almighty, which is never blind, because he sees way ahead of us. And so that's what I want as my faith is I want my faith in the one being who's been there already. He's already seen my path eons in advance. Before I was even formed, he knew what was going on.
Yep.
And he's known my past, he's known my present, he's known my future. And so your faith in him is not blind. And but when we're of the world, our entire faith, if you ask me, our entire faith, even when you're like basing it on I have so much money or whatever, you don't know that you're going to hold on to that. Market tanks or thieves break in and steal. You don't know.
Sickness.
So, yeah, exactly. Because all the money in the world, it's pointless if you're not healthy enough to spend it. And the grave is the grave.
Yep, the grave is the grave.
So, you put your faith into things that actually have no control of whether they don't produce anything. Mm-hmm. It's only God that produces anything.
And that was going to be my next point. Blind faith without the word. The word is the faith. Otherwise, it is blind faith. The word absolutely. Is what makes it true faith, true knowledge. It's the one truth that we have. And as Christians, this is our faith. So when we read it, when we get into the word, when we live it and we breathe it and we try to carry it through every single day, that's our faith. We didn't just come up with this, like I said, on a hope and a prayer, and because we're trying to look positive, because we're trying to impress other people, or we're trying to beat off, the depression that we have, and just trying to put up a good front for other people. And no, that's not why we're doing this. It's like, as you said, the word it's the only thing in this world that if you invest into it, you get an investment back.
Absolutely.
Think about it.
It will not return void.
Everything else that you spend your time on in this world, or put your energy into, or whether it's the addictions you have, or just everything that we do as human beings, when we invest in all of those other things, it takes from us.
Yep. And it still leaves you with an emptiness.
It takes from us, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
It may seem fun at the time. You may feel carefree. You may feel like because you're not in the Word that you have the freedom to do whatever you want, and you can go do this, you can go do that, you can invest all your time in your own personal pursuits. But all the while, you don't realize that all those things that you do, even if they seem positive, they are taking from you.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no getting around it. But the Word is the only thing that when you invest yourself into it, it always pours back in. It's the one thing in this world that always pours back in. It never, if you spend an hour in your Bible, you never walk away feeling like, boy, I could have probably done something better with my time.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't work that way.
No, it's never that way, and it will never be that way, because that's how the Word works. Mm-hmm. It prepares you if you're into it, if you're fully committed. Because I've heard pastors say before you start reading the Word, pray for understanding, and so if you're invested in it and you're reading it for true understanding, or even if you're not reading the Bible but you have this belief in God, you're just starting out. There's so much, everything is just so fresh for you. Because it's like there was a lady that wasn't a believer, and she went to church at my old church, and she heard a sermon or whatever, and she don't read her Bible or anything like that, but she left there just having heard the word, and I don't know what it was that was said or whatever, but she was immediately on fire. She left there, and all she wanted to do was talk about God and talk about Jesus and how he's going to change her life, and how she, just lit up for him. And so that's what our faith does. Mm-hmm. Our faith will never be empty. Our faith will never be blind, because he puts so much power in his word and in his care for us, that it's always good. It's always, it's always clear-eyed, because it's him and not us. Mm-hmm. And he is focused, and he knows what he wants for us. And so if we just put our hand in his and we're faithful, then it's always a beautiful path, no matter how many struggles you have, or how many kids want to pick on you, or whatever. It's always a beautiful path, because he clears your way. Mm-hmm. And it's like you don't expect it. Like, you may be struggling today and don't think you're gonna make it through, and then next thing you know, it's morning and you made it. And it's because of him, not because of you.
Right.
And so that's the faith that we as Christians carry, mm-hmm. is that we know whatever we receive from him. And it's not empty or blind.
Mm-hmm. And that's the challenge that I have to anybody who comes at any such person and says, what you do is blind faith. And, I challenge those people to just open up the Bible, just read Matthew, and tell me that it was a waste of time.
It never will be.
For some people, it's just like, you're going to have to be challenged. I challenge what you say, but the only way that I can challenge it is by telling you that think about your life and think about everything that you do, whether you enjoy it or not, and tell me honestly that everything you do, it doesn't take from your life.
All of it.
And then invest just a little bit of your time in the Word and in the Lord. And if you can come back and tell me that it was a waste of time and you gained nothing from it, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
But
you have to be honest with yourself too.
You do. But I feel confident that most people, if they really discipline themselves to do it, would be like, wow. And it might just be a mustard seed. It might just be something really small.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you there's going to be something in there that's going to make them go, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe there is something to all of this.
And it's going to give you plenty to think about.
These people aren't just Bible thumping because, they want to look better than me, or, no. There is truly something to this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's how that's how I've had that thought for a while, and part of me thinks, well, that could be a whole episode. It's just talking about, the world that we live in. And, it's always so very hard if you've got a young person in front of you and you want to talk to them about the Lord and you want to bring them to the other side. You think, well, how can I do that other than just, saying, you got to believe in Jesus. You got to, all the stuff that you usually hear that's, and I think as Christians, we have a bigger responsibility than that. You can't just walk up to a young person and say, you need to believe in Jesus. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's...
Yeah, that never holds much water, because then they have, not just young kids, but people in general, when you say you have to believe in Jesus, they come back with a little it's a little, I don't want to call it angst, because that's not the right word, but they come back with a little little fire.
A little pushback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get much more pushback when you're like, you have to do this because that's the way God would want it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we always like throw that out there.
And
like,
that's the thing. That's like most likely that's what they're already hearing from their parents, who they don't want to listen to.
absolutely.
So I try to think of it in those terms of, okay, you got to think about yourself. Think about your life in the most simple terms. Think about just all the things you do. Think about the fact, I know that every weekend you love to go to the bar, and you love to drink, and you love to, you know, stare at the pretty girls and try to put on a show for them. And
Yeah.
okay, now just think about it. You do it every single weekend. Okay, yeah, maybe you're having a good time, but honestly, can you tell me that you're getting anything out of that? Tell me truthfully that it is not taking away your youth.
Well,
like it is slowly
and your energy, just your your physical and mental energy to do that week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out.
And it does it give you anything in return?
And there's no, I won't say no benefit, but not nearly the benefit that you get from service to the Lord.
Yeah.
To put your whole trust in Him.
Yeah.
And just to stay in His Word and be around like-minded people and help the community and stay in the Word. And when you're doing those things, you receive. It's different than when you start giving. When you start giving of yourself, when you start giving your time, when you start doing those things that God would have you do, you really do. It's like, I challenge anybody to go to like a soup kitchen or something, and just, you know, spend 4 hours there or whatever, just serving people, and tell me you don't come out of there feeling different, feeling better about yourself as a person, as opposed to I spent 4 hours in the bar and I was crap faced and don't remember my name and all that other stuff. Yeah. But you go and you help somebody, lift somebody up, and tell me you won't feel better. We're built for that. We're designed, all of us, whether we want to admit it or not, we're designed to lift each other up. Mm-hmm. And so you are going to feel so much better when you help somebody, as opposed to saying, well, another night out at Joe and Janet's bar and grill or whatever. So I just think that.
Yeah, and I'm not coming down on anybody. That's not the point of this message. I've been there and I've done it. So I can honestly say, when I look back on that time, I go, yeah, I had some good times.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say I got nothing out of it. And it probably pushed me back spiritually, financially, socially, all those things. It pushed me back. It didn't give me anything. Stuff. That's the thing. I can look back on it and say I had some good times, but I have nothing from that.
No.
I don't have there's no investment there whatsoever from that. Nothing.
And how many times can you do something like that and you look at yourself in the mirror, and if you're honest with yourself, you said, I didn't gain anything from that.
What do I have?
I don't have more friends now than I had then, because still the same people I'm hanging out with and going out with. So I didn't boost my friend rating or anything like that. I definitely don't have any more money because I spent a lot of it hanging out and doing those things I wanted to do. It's just, we have to take stock of ourselves even when we don't want to. And it's like, I'm feeling comfortable doing this. I feel like I like doing this. You have to stop and really look yourself in the mirror, and then just accept sometimes, because that's what another difficult thing is, accepting what we know to be true. Because you look in the mirror and sometimes you're like, there's nothing wrong. I'm fine. That's okay. And you're not honest with yourself. Mm-hmm. And so you can look at yourself in the mirror, but as long as you're genuinely critiquing yourself, genuinely laying yourself out before the Lord and saying, fix me, cleanse me, if there's any unrighteousness in me, remove it. And then you can look at yourself and say, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And I praise God for what he's brought me through, what he's taken me to, and where I go from here. And I have faith that he's going to continue to do that as long as I abide in him, as long as my faith, not blind or anything else, as long as my faith in him remains, as long as I keep my hand in his and his hand in mine, we're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. And your relationship with him is going to grow, and it's going to be more and more powerful, and you're going to affect more and more people. You'll lose some people, but the people that you get that replace that, you're going to say, like, where were these people all my life? Where was, mm-hmm. that time that I not necessarily wasted, but that time that I was more or less interested in me and not interested in what I could do for others.
Yeah. I often think that, when I bought my first Bible, I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, my mom, she made us say our prayers every night. And we pretty much said the same prayer every night from the time I can remember until she quit doing it, till we got too old to do it anymore,
mm-hmm.
Till, she quit tucking us in, basically. And there's no doubt that lays a certain groundwork that, as a child, I had that advantage of parents who believed. And, we did go to church, and I did go to some Sunday school. So I had that advantage of
mm-hmm.
at least being, kind of integrated into that from an early period. But there was no point where, like, my parents were pushing me to do more, to, expand
mm-hmm.
my faith or my knowledge. It wasn't like they were required me to do this. So it took my own leap of faith to walk into a bookstore as a 13-year-old and go back to the Bible section and pick out a Bible and decide, like, I'm gonna do this. And it's a King James version, so it's very hard to understand.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you that I understood much of what I was reading at that time, but it doesn't matter. There is just something about reading the Word that it grows inside of you.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you know it or not, it starts to live inside of you, and the more you take in, it always pours in. It doesn't ever leave you, it never takes anything away from you. And so that's why I'm sitting. I believe that's why I'm sitting here,
mm-hmm.
because I made that decision to do that. Now, I picked up my Civil War books too. I picked up other things that I was interested in. Sure. I'm not saying I just sat in my room and read the Bible. Of course not. And that's not what I'm saying that people should do. But I'm saying that, it took something in me that nobody else could. Let's face it, nobody else can make you do this.
Oh.
No matter what I say on this podcast, no matter what you say,
exactly.
We can't make anybody go to their local bookstore and pick out a Bible and start reading. You have to take it upon yourself. Again, as Pastor Michael said, nobody else can fill your lamp for you. You can't borrow somebody else's oil.
No, absolutely
and
not.
You have to do it yourself. And you have to make that mental decision to start somewhere. And that's all you have to do. Like I said, I didn't understand what I was reading a lot of the time, but again, don't worry about that.
No, just read it.
Just read it, get in there, and you'll be surprised at what first struck you at 13 will again strike you when you're 25, and will again struck you when you're 40. And it's the only thing that can do it. And so that's the challenge that you have to put on yourself. And don't get me wrong. I think that positivity, self-confidence, whether it's being an athlete or a good student, anything, those things are important. You know, being positive, being confident, being all those things as a person are definitely traits that you want to have, that you want to carry. But it carries so much more weight when it's backed up.
Oh, yeah.
With a word.
Absolutely.
Because there's just a lot of things as a 13-year-old and then going into high school that I know for a fact that I would not have been able to handle correctly if I had not started to become rooted in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know, my mom gets like we had like there should be a TV series on the childhood that we had. It was just a great childhood, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my brother struggled, and I don't think my brother quite understood. Like, I think the difference for me was I always say that I could remove myself from myself. So we were talking about being teenagers and how rude they can be, and, you know, they don't think about what they say, and they know everything. And,
mm-hmm.
and you know, my brother, yeah, he kind of behaved that way. Like, he's a teenager, you know, and he behaved that way, and he kind of talked back to my parents or kind of gave them attitude or didn't. I'm not saying he didn't show sympathy for the situation, but you know what I mean? He was just worried. He was just involved in being a teenager, which is completely normal. And my sister was younger than me, so she had her own struggles with it. And I struggled with it too, but I just felt like I handled everything almost like an adult at that time. Like, I didn't allow myself I missed my teenage years, so to speak. Like, I never got to experience that because almost like I didn't allow myself because I understood that there was more important things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that came from that wisdom that I was reading, even though I didn't completely understand it. It was still doing work.
Yeah.
To mold me into something a little bit different than what a normal 14, 15-year-old
absolutely
would be.
Yep.
And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, well, see, but that's odd because my parents gave me a Bible when I was 13. And it was a King James, and I didn't really read it right off the bat, but my mom would take a pen and write in it to, like, different paragraphs and things that she thought somebody at my age should read and know, you know. So, like, she had the 10 Commandments, she had to be attitudes and all of that outlined. Mm-hmm. And so she kind of guided me through the Bible for a kid my age, and I'm like, I would read it, and then I wouldn't necessarily, like you said, I wouldn't necessarily have an understanding of what was being asked or what was being translated or related to me. So I was kind of like, yeah, this is kind of...
It's probably like when my mom forced me to take piano lessons.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Like, well, I liked music, but once you're kind of like forced into a certain... Because I wanted to play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. And we already had the grand piano. So my mom was like, well, if you learn how to play piano and show me that you have the aptitude and actually have the drive to want to learn this, then we'll get you the guitar. And I did it. But I didn't really like it. And I don't think it's not that I liked it, because now I wish I would have stuck with it and could play the piano really well.
Yeah.
Like, I can plink around on it, you know, and a little bit, but I wish I really could play.
Yeah.
So I wish I would have listened to my mom on that one. But I had to play guitar. So I did what I had to do to get the guitar, which I did.
Yep.
And maybe that was the same way for you. Like, you want to do it, but sometimes once you're forced into a certain...
Yeah, and when you're in it at that age, and it's not really relating, like the things I liked were like the stories that I could relate to at the time. David, I could relate to. He was a young boy, so I related to that.
Yeah.
Joseph, and his troubles with his brothers, I related to that because they were young, and they were like, if I ever like stood up to my brothers and said, hey, one of these days you're gonna bow down to me and all, yeah. So I'm like, I understood that, and so those parts of the Bible stood out to me. Mm-hmm. Whereas the other parts, where it's like, be thou transformed by the renewing of your mind. It was like
going up to the chalkboard in school and the teacher saying, write out your, or 100 times I won't do this or that, or write out the math problem on the board.
And like everybody else, I was like not a fan of the begats and all that. So like so-and-so begat this person, and I now know the value of it and what it means. But at that age, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like, yes, when I go outside and play basketball. Yeah. But as you get older,
I was going to say, it was probably like for me trying to understand the March Madness bracket.
Oh yeah,
you said basketball. I'm like, some of these people are like, they follow, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I have no idea.
It's like as you get older, or as you continue to read, it takes a hold of you. Because like even then, I still wanted to keep reading it.
Yeah,
because it wasn't all the stories didn't touch me, but as I'm reading through it, those that did took root. Like I realized from David that it doesn't matter how big the enemy, God has it handled. Not you have it handled, but God has it handled. A lot of people will say, well, David had that handled. He took 5 stones, and no. He tells you in there, you have insulted my Lord, and today he will have his revenge. And so he didn't put it on him. It was like, I'm gonna take you down. I will take you down, but in the name of the Lord, he goes before me. And so what happens here today is because of him, not because of me. Mm-hmm. And so those things stuck with me. It's like, you put, wherever you go, Dale, you put God in front of you. And so then later on, I go places, and God would be in front of me, and it was remarkable.
And David is that mustard seed.
Yeah,
in a sense.
And
it's
It's just that you do things when you're younger, and you take a teeny tiny little bit of faith to do something that you read in the Word. And it's like, okay, I'm going to try that. And, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, which is now my favorite Bible verse. So I go into situations. I'm more than a conqueror. And, these things that God tells me in a book, that you grasp and accept the fact that God is moving on your life at all times. And as long as you stay in his word and you stay in praise and in prayer to him, it doesn't return void. And you can go into any situation, and he provides that confidence. And you can feel it. Like I've told people before, like if I go for a job interview, I'm gonna get it. And it's not because I'm cocky or anything like that, but it's that God led me to that interview. Mm-hmm. And if you led me to it, I'm going to say those things because I'm letting you speak. I'm going to get it because you go before me. And if it's something I'm supposed to have, I'll get it. And so
and it's not, and we don't look at it as a genie in a bottle.
No.
Because I don't go through life thinking I'm going to get everything I want because I believe in the Lord. Yeah. But like you said, when you've been doing this long enough, it's like when to be confident of something that the Lord does have in store for you.
And that is that faith.
It's like he shows it to you, and that's what you go after. You don't just go after random things and say, I'm going to.
Well, and it's the same as people when they're trying to figure out, when is he coming? When is he this? When is he that? They have no peace. They have no peace. They are so worried.
That's a great point.
And so caught up in when is it happening that they're not living their life. They're not they're not enjoying what God's put in front of them. God's word says, don't do anything different than you would in your normal day. Carry on as though, all is well. But they won't. They're like, oh, it's today, or this situation's going on over here, so that means in a couple of months this is going to happen, and then he should be here in 2027. Don't worry, and all that anxiety that you're building up, worrying about when he will come back. And I've said
That's why
it.
I looked at those kids. I like, are you worried about it?
Yeah, and if you are, that's understandable. If you are worried about it, recognize you're worried about it.
Yeah.
Get in his word and see what he says about it. Because that's what you're concerned about is, am I ready for God? Is God ready for me? And if that's what you're worried about, get in his word and find out. Because
it's like, do you even know what his plan is for you?
Yeah, exactly. Just, what do you want from God as a father? Not as a genie, as a father. What do you want to let him know? Because you have to let him know you love him, and that no matter what you've done, that you're willing to do what it takes to be close to him, to have that relationship. And it's going to be fun, it's going to be scary, and it's going to be all these things, because it's not going to go perfect, because that's the first thing people think when they turn their life over. It's like, okay, now it's smooth sailing. And it will not be. First thing you do, you come out of church, you're in the middle of traffic and somebody's tailgating you. So it will not be easy. There'll be tests, there'll be cheers, there'll be tears, all of that stuff. But all it is, you just hold his hand and just keep letting him lead you, and don't try to lead yourself through things.
Absolutely. Well, sir, it's that time again where we must depart, and give it to the people, and
alas, parting is such
hand it over.
Sorrow.
Got to hand it over. We've done our job.
Yep.
We've got other jobs to do, I'm sure. I know you do.
Yep. We didn't give you guys any homework today. You should be happy.
Well, this is a homework episode for anybody that says, "Oh, you guys are crazy. Oh, you guys, why are you wasting your time?" This is your opportunity to be like, okay, I could easily title this episode "Prove Me Wrong," but I won't do that. Yeah. But it's just, it's just that, and that's not the way that I want to go about it. It's just a simple fact that, okay, don't be that person that says those things if you've never even given the Lord an opportunity.
Yeah.
Then, like I said, if you do it and you can tell me 100% that you got absolutely nothing out of it, okay, then like I said, I'll let you go.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe anyone can.
You can move on with your empty lamp, and
I don't think anybody can ever give full commitment to that and ever come back and say that I got nothing out of it. There was no benefit to that. I don't think that can ever happen. But prove me wrong. But yeah, it's just give God your time. Just I don't know, half hour a day.
Yeah.
Half hour a day for a month.
Yep.
There's some homework. Yep. Half hour a day for a month and see what happens.
2 minutes.
Yep. 2 minutes. Whatever it takes. Just, but be consistent in it, because that the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So once you start it don't stop. Give it that time to sink in and to actually
get momentum going.
Yeah, let that feeling sink in. It's like I understand what he means by that, and and let him reveal some things to you. And that doesn't come just like overnight. Sometimes it will. But I think that only happens when you're already in His Word. I don't think it happens very often for someone who's just starting out that happens. So you're gonna have to let it marinate. You have to go in and cook that stew or whatever, and keep basting it and check it every now and then. Put the little temperature prod in there to make sure.
You're making me hungry now.
Right?
Thanksgiving, I'm like that little thing that little red thing to pop up now.
Yeah, and just give it all to Him and see what He does for you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you won't regret it. You can't regret it.
No.
Because what's the harm?
Yeah. I mean, you waste your time doing so many other things. Yeah. What's the harm?
Yeah,
telling
exactly.
Me, like, you're never going to get that time back again.
2 minutes for a month. Come on.
Yeah.
What's the harm?
Yeah. So do it.
Yep.
Let us know.
Yep.
Let
us know what happened.
Let us know in the comments. Send us some fan mail.
Yep. However you can get a hold of this.
Send us a letter in the actual mail.
Yeah. We really would like to hear from you.
I would appreciate that more than anything if somebody wrote a handwritten letter.
That would be awesome.
That'd be better than an email or
Well, He gives them the address, right? So send us a letter.
Yeah. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. We look forward to something like that.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll go ahead and pray us out tonight.
Okay.
Lord, thank you once again for bringing me and Dale together. Just thank you for the ultimate faith that both and I have in the things that you do, the things that you do in our lives, the things that you do in the world around us. It's just such a blessing to know that we don't have to sit and prophesize every day about the end of the world. We don't have to worry and have the anxiety, as Dale said, about all the things in the world that may come against us, that may shorten our time here on earth, that just might cause extreme havoc in our lives and the loved ones around us. That with your faith, we just have complete confidence that no matter what the day, the hour, the minute, the second, that you are the only one that has control of that, and our faith is stored up in that fact that we can live our lives with that faith, and we can live our lives in happiness and comfort, enjoy the time that we have with our family, and enjoy the fruits of our labor, and just knowing that whatever we're doing, as we just continue to store that faith up in you, there's really not much left to worry about. I just pray that Dale and I get home safely to our families, and I just pray all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Hey friends, Pastor Michael again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you should consider joining us on Sunday mornings. Our address is 1943 North Water Street Extension in Yorksville. We'd love to have you join us for an in-person service.